See, this is a booming scope is very high. I don't think there is much of a competition when you compare it with a social media influencer. You can't bring any aesthetics of a good dish with a mobile camera. See, portfolios is built over a period of time.
Travel and tourism are two of the largest industries in India, having an industry size of around 82,000 crore Indian rupees. The core of this industry is hospitality and food. There is an emerging career prospect in food photography and food styling. To know more about this industry and this career prospect, let's welcome our guest today, who is Mr. Sanjay Ramachandran. He is the founder and creative director at Foodscape Studio, and also he himself is a food photographer. Hi, I welcome you to the Crazy Careers podcast. Thank you so much for giving us your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Before we get into the actual conversation, kindly let us know a bit about yourself and also the work that you do.
My name is Sanjay. Started my career. I did my schooling in Kerala. Uh, my subject was maths. Photography was just hobby back then. So I started doing photography as a hobby from 11 to 12 years. Then it carried on, and when I was in college, I started doing a bit of small assignments to just get a little pocket money to buy my camera rolls. And back then it was analog, so we need to buy rolls and flip them. So it all started then. Then I got an opportunity to work under a professional for about five years. Then in 2000 I started online, and then I started doing everything, not just food photography. Mostly I used to do fashion photography back then. Then got fed up with fashion, and side by side I started IT photography, so I pursued that.
Right,
So
right,
that's the beginning. So of my journey with photography.
right. So, of course, like we got to know that you got rid of with the fashion photography and then got into food photography. So, just wanted to know like what is food styling and how did you get into that career of food styling?
Initially, so I always used to work with chefs because we food photography for hotel. So
Right,
it always used to be a combination when it comes to styling. It used to be the combination of my style of plating and the chef. And as an organization, they have a particular way of plating, and we used to initially get in and do our bit to make the food visually appealing. And slowly, then they started relying on us more and giving us more opportunity to do the plating all by ourselves most of the time. And
right,
always there is a help from the chef. It's a combined work of mine and chef. We never used any food stylist. I think only once for one or two assignments. Apart from that, I never worked with any. And always used to be. And
right. So, you work with a lot of unique and unknown ingredients while doing the food styling. So, from where did you get the inspiration from, and how do you choose the ingredients for certain foods that you are doing the photograph for?
let me put it this way: when we initial days also when we used to do, then slowly I became friends with chef. We used to spend more time discussing food, go for food drinks with them. We used to go in deep for these, just to explore that bit. We used to go in the forest to get some unique ingredients. Then I started liking that bit of cooking style, the rustic way of cooking. I got inspired by these unique ingredients, which I never seen. Some of them I never seen in my life for first time, and how they cook with that particular ingredient in a simple way. Hotter. Then, actually, we are specialized in doing that. So we work with these grassroots level cooks and people who are into this field. We spend time with them, gather initially what they do with that particular ingredient, which can be one or two ways of doing with one particular ingredient. Then we get that back to whatever studio and try our best, with that, with various other cuisines. And now I think they're totally into.
Right, right.
Now chefs also with us. We take chefs to these kind of experience into the jungle, in remote villages. We get again we how they cooking, get back to cities or wherever we are. Then we do our bit with that particular thing, and then get into the mainstream. Introduce them into the mainstream. Menus and stuff like that. We do
Right,
all
right,
initially we do a lot of these very stuff. You know,
right.
uh, very closed, menu tasting and all those things for the organization. Then if they like it or if it gets onto it, then we bring them onto the menu.
Right, right. So, since you have been working in this hospitality industry sector, so what are some career scopes for a hotel management student?
See, this is a booming career scope is now very very good in this particular industry. Uh, Unlike earlier, now the careers, everything is now a specialized field. Earlier we used to handle 5, 6 aspects of a particular department. Now it's not like that. That actually every single thing becomes a specialized field. So that again brings a new scope for the new. So to understand what they want to do and do a good research on it, study and spend time with the relevant people, and scope is very high now.
Right, right. So, I mean, hospitality industry in India, where we are standing and what is actually the future scope of this whole industry in future.
Yeah, that's again. It also, like I told, it's a booming industry.
Right,
So it's going to it's on the rise. So you'll have enough opportunity and scope for everybody. Keeping you need to be very focused and understand what the market was, study that bit a little more, spend time with experts, understand the market very well, and start your own, or then you can choose whether you want to work with somebody or do all it.
right, right. So basically, I want to understand, like after doing hotel management, I mean, is it the only scope that you go and become a chef in some industry? I mean, some hotels, and or there are any other options as well, like you're doing like food styling and maybe photography and all those things, or do you require any other specific skills apart from a hotel management degree to get into some other career perspective?
See, skill, you should have a little bit of skill when it comes to food photography. It's like you cannot learn painting if you don't have it in you. So a little bit of that applies in food styling as well. You should
Right,
have a basic aesthetics. If you
Right.
have that, then it is you just have to brush it up with some experts. Be spend some time with them, learn the skill, then you take it from there. And every industry, it is and a department takes us growing, leaps and bounds. So you will find your way. It's a good
Right.
industry to be in terms of if you are skillful.
Right. Right. So, with the rise of social media influencers in today's world, so how a food photographer should stay competitive enough to, with the rise of social media influencers?
I don't think there is much of a competition when you compare it with the social media influencers, because this is a very uh, this kind of photography is very high end, which cannot be attained whatever said and done. You can't bring any aesthetics of a good dish with a mobile camera as of now. So you need
Right.
to, yeah. So that I don't think that it can be compared like that. But then, yeah, the short videos, short reels, all that can be done. But then when it comes to when a restaurant, let me put it this way: when a restaurant starts a new menu, they want to hire somebody to show the texture and the plating and the detail in that particular dish or the ingredient. That I don't think will come through in a mobile as much as you do it from a professional camera.
Right. Right.
Currently, I will
So,
not say, it's a competition, yeah, but then for a newcomer, it can be, they just have to rise above that quickly, and I think then it's fine.
right. Right. So, you yourself is a hotel consultant. So, what exactly a hotel consultant do? What is the job role of a hotel consultant?
It starts from the basic things, putting the standard operation procedure SOPs in place. It again depends on what the organization requires. So, is it that's helping the current chefs with the with a new trend which is in the market, especially in the smaller towns. They call us just brush them with their with the new skills or and the cooking technique. And again, coming to this, again, it's all this are now becoming a very what do you call specialized fields. So we also collaborate with others, to build a team depending on the scale of the assignment. So it can be menu engineering, reading the whole menu, training chefs, and training chefs, a lot of things actually. Yeah.
Right. Right. So, it is basically to build a restaurant or hotel from scratch and setting up, like getting it into the operational mode. So that's the
Operational
job of.
mode, yeah, we help them again depending on the scale. We even get in before setting up the kitchen, training the chefs. Then if the management want us to be with them for X number of months, we have that option as well. And
Right.
yeah, covers almost everything. Yeah. Uh, uh,
So how did
uh,
this
uh,
transition came
uh,
from food
uh,
photography to
uh,
food
uh,
styling and now
uh,
a hotel
uh,
consultant?
uh, uh, as in now, I think the 24th year in the field. On as in when it went by, we started learning more and more things, and we actually existing clients from back then. So now it's like a family, most of it. So they involve us in all the in your project. So we taken more responsibility. So as and when
Right.
it went by, we started adding more and more things. And why I say collaborations, because those are also my friends from the past who I worked with in many other fields who now started consulting. So we sometimes combine, if they call us for photography, or I call them to help me with something else. So it's more a collaboration depending on the scale of assignment we get.
Right, right. So, as a hotel consultant, did you face any challenges working with in this like hospitality sector?
The challenges is mainly, don't call it challenge, challenges is mainly normally to get the existing people to believe in us.
Right,
So we have, done well in that, uh, that aspect of it. We actually work with them to improve their skills.
right,
Rather than telling them you're wrong or you're right, you should not be doing this. We just work with them and say, this is also a nice way of doing it, And we've been working with people, twice my age and all these things. But I think it's well accepted. Challenges are there in every way. It's kind of it's people management. So if you are good with them and want to work with them and for the betterment of the for their own skills and for the organization to work with, I think mostly we're sorted.
right, right. So, can you share a few advice to build an attractive portfolio for high-end hospitality clients?
See, portfolios is built over a period of time. Yes, again, like I said, it's best that you identify the field in which you want to work as a newcomer who's straight out of or any the and work with, identify which department you want to work with, and work with that particular person, and try and get uh, your portfolio. You have to build your portfolio. Sometimes the portfolio is generally you need a volume of work.
Right,
And get there fast, do that bit, and gather your portfolio. Then you can decide whether you want to work on your own or attention.
so what are some unique and unknown ingredients that you have worked with?
Oh, that's a tough question. Every ingredient is unique. We get a next ingredient. The excitement level is the same. You get you see something. It's all about trying to as much as knowledge about them. Most of them, what we learn, are not even found in the search engines. So get their scientific name is the toughest part. Most of the time, getting the scientific name is the toughest part, and then we work with them to understand as much as possible. What are the various ways we can cook that ingredient.
Right,
And we get excited till we get another one, and we jump off the other one. Life goes on like that.
right, right, understood. So, are there any region in India where you can find the enormous amount of unknown and unique ingredients?
Yeah. Uttarakhand is one area we have working on extensively. A lot of ingredients on the seasonal unique. And other area, I think gold mine is not. A lot of areas are
Right,
a lot of ingredients which are found extremely unique. Having said that, Maharashtra, we work. Also, we found a lot of ingredients in Kerala. These tribal villages and remote areas have a lot of ingredients. So everywhere there is, a lot of things which are dying or not in use. So when we get it back to that particular person who's, he may not even know how to do it until unless he understand it from his, not even from his mother, but also have the time. She said, I've seen this, he or she can say, and I've seen this when I'm not cooking. Always the grandmother who helps them, help us, identify and, tell us how to do it, or how back then we used to do it.
Right, right. North-Eastern people, they have very unique, not only unique ingredients they use, but they have a very unique way of cooking.
Yeah.
Eastern part of India. So I think that needs to come out a little bit more, and we should know North-Eastern states for more and more food varieties that they have, not only for momos. So that would be my take. Like it's really
That's a big fact. Most of these ingredients, these grassroots level, is all about using minimalistic ingredients.
right.
So that's where you get your actual flavor of that particular ingredient. So getting it back here, you put 20 different ingredients on it, or put extra masala, it spoils the whole thing. That's how I think, that's how half of the ingredients are, getting spoiled in the market.
Right, right.
It's like that, look at, I think hardly. Recently, I was asking one of the boys who were working with us, when did you start using garam masala? He's saying just about 6 years. Because it's available in the market, we put it in every dishes now. So even in
Right.
those the remotest of the villages, things are changing, because the garam masala has reached their grocery shop, or this whatever the shop they gather from. Yeah.
Right, right. So do you think that influence of Western countries have been more on Indian society nowadays, and are like traditional Indian dishes have taken a stage back?
Not really. If you really look at it, everybody who's practicing Indian cuisine are going back to grassroots level chefs, because now globally they say Indian food, they understood Indian food is not about butter chicken or dal makhani. There are much
Right.
more to Indian food, so they're all going back. But then it's just not in India, okay? It's in every part of the world. So at
Right.
one point, the chefs are forced to go back to these grassroots level people to understand, a little bit about the ancient cooking or unique ingredients. They're trying to get that back into the mainstream market. But then again, you get if you do that in a big way, then adulteration also comes in by that with that.
Right, right. Understood.
So Northeast, it's still okay. Northeast is very stern on on these things as of the kind of places. People say we never used to buy the market, the booming industry, tourism and all these things. They are forced to buy ingredients now because the consumption is more, because the tourism is gone, and is more, all this.
Right, right. So if you have to pick a ingredient which can really be like that needs more attention in culinary world. For example, if I give you, in our day-to-day cooking, we use dhania in everything, almost everything. But then that comes free, right? Whenever we go and buy vegetables, dhania comes free. So it needs, in my way, like it needs more attention. Dhania needs more attention in our dishes and whatever we make. So what is that one ingredient that you think that needs more attention in culinary world?
because we do India or across Asia. Mostly, I do across Asia.
Right.
Difficult to pinpoint the ingredient. I think, yeah, I can't pinpoint like that. All ingredients I will say, because now with the growing demand, adulteration, spoiling the whole. Even dhania now, I think comes with pesticide sprayed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Right. So, how do you create a personal brand in such a niche industry of food photography and food styling?
It comes with experience, and
Right.
because I think at one point of time I was very clear that I want to do only food and not others. I
Right.
do a little bit of interior photography. That's only because I do hotels. When
Yeah.
I do food, they'll say, okay, we have a things also. It needs to be done. Otherwise, I stick to photography because I only used to do that. At in 3 years, 4 years down the line when I started way back in 2000, I was having good market value
Right.
because
Right.
yeah, when somebody wants food, I think at least they can think about
Yeah. Yeah. So, what will be your piece of advice for someone who wants to start a career in hospitality sector?
it. Wow. Advice. Yeah, like I said, identify a good person who you can train in the initial stages. College can teach you a lot of things, but then this field practice, manually you got to do. You are a chef, you got to cook. If you are your other areas of kitchen, you need to get trained by a good person apart from the college knowledge what you have. So identify that person, work with him genuinely, spend your time learning, researching, understanding the market very well. Initial stages, you need to give your that time for you to become a leader or to be very good in that field.
Right. Right.
No shortcuts. There are no shortcuts in this. Because when you're hired, they want you to give the very best. Because competition also is extremely high in this field.
Right. Right.
It
Right.
needs to be on that.
Right. Right.
And again, in
Absolutely.
this industry, somebody talked very good about your food today, but then tomorrow is a new day for you to perform, tomorrow also as well. So, get that consistency of your dish and, and the flavors and taste and all.
Right, right, absolutely understood. So, all right, I mean, it is really a great and insightful conversation, and we really got to know something about a very new and niche industry, which is food photography and food styling. Of course, it's not new, but it's very niche in itself. So, thank you so much for your time.